Calling all dog lovers. This episode of KT Confidential, we're talking dogs. What to do when you're selling your home with a dog or pets. Stay tuned. Listen up. Here we go. Who let the dogs out? That's today's episode.
Dogs.
Yes.
And
dogs.
we have Steve Cecchetto, but also... Oh, you've been on a few podcasts now. I think Jennifer's been on one before.
Or two.
Two?
Two.
And Tiffany's inaugural experience.
Yep.
Never been on a podcast before.
Nope.
First timer.
First one ever.
And not nervous at all.
I'm a little bit
Gonna
nervous
go with
now.
the flow.
Tiffany sits right at the corner where she just snoops in on all of the podcasts.
Nice dog reference.
What you don't
Very
see.
nice dog reference.
But what you don't
Snoopy.
see is like her inching farther away
right,
from the
'cause
door.
she doesn't want to be in camera.
Yeah,
She's heard all of them, though, so this should be a natural.
So today's topic
definitely.
revolves around dogs.
Thank goodness.
And the reason the four of us are around this table is because we all have dogs.
Woo-woo.
So we're going to talk about dogs. We're going to talk about selling a home with a dog and maybe some maintenance tips about if you have a dog, how to maintain your house. That's what we're talking about today.
It's a good day.
I like it.
Why don't we go around the table and everybody introduce their dog? Robbie, can we put in some photos so for those that watch this video, they'll be able to see photos of our dogs?
I have a 6-year-old Cane Corso named Diesel.
I have a 3-year-old French Mastiff named Beau.
I have a 3-year-old English bulldog named Mabel.
And I have a little bastard named Winston.
I love how we have the two biggest dogs.
Right?
And Winston is 3/4 mini schnauzer, 1/4 Bichon, and will be, oh geez, now you guys are putting me on the spot, 8 or 9 years old this year. This month.
Oh,
Winston's already 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
You said your dog was 8?
6.
6.
I think he will be 8 this year, if I'm
8?
not mistaken.
Jeez, time flies.
So let's just stay on dog topic for a second. What is the most favorite thing about what your dog does?
Oh, everything.
Pick one. If like the thing that makes you just love that dog.
Probably the excitement when you like come home and he sees you and he like runs up to you and like full
That's
body
every
weight.
dog.
No, but he has full body weight, like leans against you.
How much does he weigh?
About 120 pounds.
That's a big dog.
That's a big dog, yeah. But he's so loving. And he like puts his head up at your face and just wants you to pet him.
So
His
he'll
ass
just
is always in your face. He just wants you to scratch his butt. Yeah, he's good nuts.
that's what he likes, the butt
Yeah.
rubs,
Yeah.
butt
You
scratches.
start at the face and he slowly moves his way around so his butt's in your
What
face.
I'm going to say.
Who does that?
What's in your face? And it's nuts. Butt and nuts.
Literally.
Sorry.
Butts and nuts. It's great.
Well, he's
Butts
not
and
neuters.
nuts.
Yeah, he's not
This is
neuters.
the
So
Butts
yeah,
and
there's a
Nuts
little bit of that in
episode.
there.
The doggy style Butts and Nuts episode.
Make a good new dog restaurant.
Oh my God.
Butts and Nuts. Dog food store. Dog food or hot
Jenny,
dogs.
your favorite thing about your dog?
We have cuddle time. When I sit on the corner of my couch, he'll like give me this like sad face and put his face up, and then he'll slowly crawl up, and he will put his whole top end and just lean on me, curl up, and he just sleeps there.
So he's a snuggler.
Only when I'm sitting on the couch there. Otherwise, he will give me side eye and walk away.
So it's his couch and he's just letting you be there.
Basically, it's his house. I'm just there to
How
clean
much
it.
does your dog weigh?
I don't know, like 130, 140 pounds.
Ooh, even bigger.
He's a big guy. He's like all chest and head.
Massive.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Steve, favorite thing?
2 things. Tiffany mentioned it. I love coming home after, like when I go home today. I've been away for 6 or 7 hours. Mabel doesn't have a tail. Okay, so she comes up and her whole butt wiggles. It's a whole butt wiggle thing. Like it's the cutest thing ever. So that's number 1. Number 2, Mabel sleeps with us, and she sleeps right in the middle. but when she rests her head, it's like she's leaning long against your leg. I absolutely love it. I think it's the coolest thing. And her personality. I mean, they got great personalities.
So cute.
Ariel, what is your favorite thing about Winston?
Oh, thank you for asking.
You're very welcome.
That's the question I ask, and I don't even really have an answer. There's a bunch of things, but really for me, it's because we got Winston before our kids were born. He's different now, especially that the boys are a few years old and he's been there since they were babies. So he's changed. He's matured. He's a bit of a grandpa, even at his age, right? So it settled him down a little bit. But he will let us, the four of us, do anything to him without him, batting an eye. So if we wanted to pick him up or, just move him from one side of the couch to another or toss him around like a rag doll or kick him in the butt and slide him down the kitchen floor, with kids, things happen, right? Especially when they're very young. You want to pet him. You want to put your fingers in his mouth, whether to brush the teeth or just whatever. He won't ever bite or be snippy. He's very passive with us. And it's just nice that he has great trust in us. And sometimes with dogs, you don't get that all the time. So I love that about him, that we can take him anywhere, do anything with him. He barks like a motherfucker, though. Like
Insert the clip
little
of Eugene's doorbell
yappy
camera.
dog. Like
There's two things that drive me bonkers about dogs. A ton of barking, like uncontrollable barking, and squeaky toys. If I ever meet the person who invented squeaky toys, I will punch them right in the face. I'm not a fan of squeaky toys. They drive me nuts. Absolutely nuts.
It's so cute when
No,
they
it's
go
not.
crazy,
No,
though. It is. They're so happy, and it's like, squeak.
No.
Robbie, audio is good for everybody? Yeah. So let's get into some maintenance tips. Owning a home. We're not talking about selling yet, just owning a home. Mm-hmm. What do you guys do to maintain your home? And the two of you, well, Mabel sheds. You even have some
Always.
some on here today.
We vacuum once a week. We vacuum up another Mabel once a week. She sheds a lot.
Oh, Jen's got you beat there.
So let's start. Yeah. We'll go from biggest to smallest. So Jen, you can start.
Oh my, there's just so much.
I could never own a 130, 140 pound dog and one that slobbers.
No, but
It's
they're
like-
the most loving.
In my defense, though, our first Mastiff didn't slobber like Bo, and Bo's a whole other level. It's like Niagara Falls. If you step near his treats, if you open the fridge, if you go near his bowl and he knows that there's food coming, it just, and it's just coming down. I'm like, you need to stop. Please stop. And I had to put towels down. But I will dry mop, just like a Swiffer dry, a minimum of once a day.
Wow.
That is done every day.
You Swiffer once a day?
Once a day.
Wow.
Yeah. It drives me crazy if I can see.
Why don't you get a Roomba?
Oh no, I don't want that shit in my house. No.
Why not?
No, I can't deal with that. And Bo would freak out because when I
He'll
vacuum,
get used to it.
no, you would think so, but every time I vacuum, this thing wants to eat my fucking vacuum.
I just heard a funny Roomba story. Do you know where I'm going to go?
No, but I can only
The
imagine.
dog shit in the house and the Roomba didn't identify it as an object. So next morning, the owners woke up and there was
Shit everywhere.
shit that Roomba had tracked all over the house.
Oh.
All over the
That's
main
rough.
floor. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my saving grace is Bo will not go in the house. Thank God. Thank God.
He won't go in the bathroom in the house.
Thank God.
Okay.
Like no accidents. He's never had an accident in the house.
Never.
Where does he sleep?
Depends. In the winter, he'll curl up in bed with us.
So do you get goobly gop shit all over your bed?
No, because I have towels everywhere in my house. Like I have one in my room beside my bed. I have
So
one,
how do you clean this up if it's not in a toweled area?
I will mop.
So you're mopping, you're Swiffering once a day.
Mm-hmm. Or if it's just like contained to one area, then I'll clean that area.
Does he shed?
Yes.
So he sheds and he puts his saliva everywhere in the house.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this sounds like a great dog.
Oh yeah. He's great. I love him. He's so cute. He's so sweet. And my life is cleaning. I clean walls. I clean windows. I clean floors. I clean his face. Clean his paws.
Clean homes to sell.
Clean homes. Yeah. I clean it all.
Why
Okay.
she's so good at it.
So if you have any tips for people that own this monster slobbering dog,
Angel.
what would it be?
Have lots of Norwex cloths and always a bucket with water and vinegar in it and clean microfibers because that's what I live off of.
So I introduced you actually to the Norwex cloths.
My saving grace. I love it.
You've got multiple ones now?
Yes, I do. It's fantastic.
And what do you use it for?
Everything. Everything. I use it on my walls. I use it on my windows. I use it on my cupboards. I use it everywhere. Everywhere. I have designated cloths for everything because I'm crazy.
So before the Norwex cloths, you were going through paper towels, or what were you using?
Yep. Going through paper towels, going through, we used a lot of microfibers too.
I gotta say, those Norwex cloths, my favorite one is that blue.
The purple one.
Is it purple?
You wouldn't.
Yeah. I'm colorblind.
he's
Blue,
colorblind.
I know.
blues,
Like-
purples, greens, and browns.
Color, how do you
Those
wear?
are my,
Hashtag Norwex. I could throw that in.
yeah. The purple Enviro window.
Yes, the window one.
That thing is
Genius.
Every home, that would actually make for a great
Gift.
client gift.
Yes.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
Especially around
Holidays.
holidays, you're doing pop buys to clients.
So the different
That-
colors have different.
Yes, different
Yes.
uses.
Yes. I haven't used Windex.
And
in
that
years.
particular cloth, literally, you're just adding, you're dampening it, you're wetting it,
Yeah.
and wiping your windows, and it's cleaner than what you would have cleaned it with using Windex.
Yeah, it's like antibacterial and
Streak-free.
microbial or something.
Yeah.
Like Bacalauc technology or something because it has.
With what technology? Bacalauc? Isn't that
Bacalauc.
some sort of a dessert?
That's baklava.
Aaron gets really mad. The reason I asked if they have different uses, Aaron gets mad at me because in the summertime I sweat off my head and I grab and dap my head. They do a good job for my head. Don't know
need
if
a
they have
chamois.
a color for that one.
You can use any
All
of
right,
them. You'd be good.
dogs.
Steve,
Yes.
I was looking at Tiffany. I said, Steve, Steve, do you have any comments about maintenance?
Yeah, shout out to Erin, my wife. She does a great job. It's usually once a week. Big time vacuum. Anybody with pets, I would suggest stay on top of it.
Mhm.
Regular
Big time.
cleaning, regular
Yeah.
routine. Mabel sheds a lot. She's a big drooler, but usually around her food and stuff like that. We're not obsessive about it, but just stay on top of it, I would say. Yeah, toys, make sure toys are cleaned up, especially at night because it hurts like fuck when you step on it. It's like a kid, I guess. Yeah, stay on top of it. Makes kind of the ongoing maintenance very easy.
Definitely.
Tiffany?
My dog's outside. He's a true outdoor guard dog.
Okay, we were kind of joking about this earlier. You don't leave your dog outside all the time, do
Okay,
you?
no. In the summertime, he actually doesn't want to come in. Like, we'll invite him inside, and he like refuses. He likes to lay in the sun. Then
Even
he'll
at
go
night?
to the shade. Even at night, yeah.
Oh,
He
wow.
loves it. He sleeps outside. Wintertime,
Is your yard fenced?
no. We have one of those.
What happens if a deer comes through?
Never mind a
He's
deer.
not
Like,
that
what
smart.
about
He'll
like a
probably try to
coyote
play
or
with
a
it.
wolf or
Coyote, wolf,
Well,
even a skunk, raccoon. Oh yeah, he got sprayed by a skunk not long
recently,
ago.
yeah.
And
Like
when
in
you
the
started-
distance.
When you started with the porcupine.
Oh my God, yeah. My first day. Remember, I showed up late
Oh,
because I
yeah.
had to take him to the vet.
That was your
Is
first
he-
day?
That was
Yeah.
the first
Oh
day.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
First
Never
day
mind.
she doesn't show up at
Yeah.
9 o'clock and we're like, she just messaged us that she'll be there, but late because her She has to take the porcupine needles out of her dog.
I wish I was joking.
Kudos for the creative excuse for being late.
We're like, is
Very
this
impressive.
a fucking joke?
It's very impressive.
I wish
I
I
didn't
was
believe
joking.
it. I'm like, okay, if she shows up, she might be fired.
And she legit came in like, this is what happened this morning, pictures and all, zoomed in.
Right.
She's like, look at his nose. I was like, poor thing.
Yeah, I felt bad because it happened at night and we didn't take him until like the morning. 'cause
But he
was
won't,
outside.
like, if it's not fenced in, he won't just run off anywhere.
No, so we have one of those like electrical collars on him.
So he gets zapped if he gets close?
Yeah, and he got zapped twice. Once like really bad, like where he ran back to the house, and he just knows there's a few rocks across the property, and he knows like that's his line, and he stops.
So those
crazy.
things work, huh?
It's
yeah.
crazy how fast they work. So we introduced
yeah.
Mabel to one about a year ago. She would get too excited when people would come over and jump on them and stuff. And we were concerned with, Aaron's mom, my parents getting a little bit older. We've never had to, we've used the vibrate part. We've never had to zap her with it. But as soon as we bring it out, her demeanor changes like that. And we've used it once or twice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I need to get one of those.
It's funny because like we'll take Diesel for walks, and like we take it off, and he knows. He knows it's off, and he kind of gets all excited, and he runs past like the driveway and everything.
tests
but
you.
like and like even right now, it's actually broken. So we just have like the collar part on him,
Yeah.
and in his mind, that's the shock collar. So he just
Right.
knows to stay put.
Genius. Genius.
I wish I was as lucky as you guys. Maybe I did something different. So at our cottage, anytime a duck or a goose or anything comes by, yeah, and even people will be canoeing or kayaking, and they're going past the dock. He'll run to the end of the dock and bark his head off like crazy, and that echoes right on the lake. So we got one of them, and we're like, okay, let's see if this works. God damn it, the dog! He'll get zapped, and he'll be like this, and he just keeps going, and you see him every time he's getting shocked.
Probably the best come out of what you just did.
Anyway,
Oh my God. See,
Crazy Winston.
That's why you get big dogs. They
I
don't do
swear
that.
the smaller dogs are crazier than the big dogs.
Way crazier,
They're
'cause, like-
yappier.
That's why I like in the
they're
middle.
Just
I don't like the little ones, but
Yeah.
I don't like the big.
my
big,
tip
big
for
ones.
home maintenance, especially if you're going to have bigger dogs, but dogs of any size, and in our climate, you go through muddy paws, snow clumped fur, where they come in, they shake, and there's now water everywhere. Try and keep them to tiled areas. Try and get laminate, or even better now, vinyl flooring as opposed to hardwood. I am on my second installation of hardwood floors because of water damage. A lot of it, like even now, my brand new floors they're a year old, but Winston has a bit of a beard.
Oh, his billy goat scruff gets wet.
And the son of a bitch drags it through the entire floor. And then if you don't catch it and dry it up right away, it sits there and the hardwood absorbs the water, and eventually it'll split and deteriorate the wood. So there's 2 planks right now right by his water bowl, because our whole main floor, even through the kitchen and everything, is hardwood. This new, very nice, very expensive hardwood. And it's already getting damaged.
Can I give you a tip?
Yes.
Okay, so you know those. Okay, so it's the clear plastic things that you would put in your office for your rolling chair,
Yes.
so that you don't. So get a smaller version of that and put it underneath his bowl. That's what actually I did with Bose. So I have the huge plastic.
Oh, we
thing
have
over.
we have a carpet thing. We have a carpet thing, but it stick like it. I don't know.
You got to catch him when he's done drinking. Clean that shit up. That's what I do. As soon as I hear the water, I'm like, towel.
You guys ever seen videos
crazy.
of people who've trained their dog after they've drank water, they've come in, where
To
they
wipe
press
it
their
on
chin?
the thing?
They
Yeah.
press their chin on like a little pad. It's pretty cute.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
Those
There's
are all
not enough-
edited.
Yeah, there's not enough pad or towel for the amount of water that comes off of Bo.
Oh, wow.
Not enough. Like I've seen those videos and I'm like, that's not enough wiping. Like I'm in there, I'm like cleaning it. It's a whole fiasco.
How often do you take your dog for a grooming?
They're like short fur, so they shed, but like it's not like
Like
something you have to like cut.
We wash them and brush them at home and stuff
Yeah.
at home.
How often do you brush them?
I brush him off, especially in the summer, like when he's outside.
What do you use to brush him?
One of those hand brushes. It's like a glove.
How often do you trim his nails?
Not often because he's outside a lot. And I have to give him
them down?
chillax cookies so that we can do it while
Calming
he's sleeping.
treats.
Yeah.
Calming treats.
Yeah. And even with the calming treats, like you can only get one in because as soon as he hears it, he's like up and he's like, don't touch me.
Diesel doesn't even let you grab his paw. He already knows.
Yeah.
So both of your dogs have long nails?
Well, Diesel's outside, so his are
Yeah.
pretty short.
Yeah.
He like wears them down on his own.
Yeah.
If I notice them getting long, I will. Like the top ones.
Do you have
ones that
hardwood
don't-
floors?
No. So when we lived in our old house, we did. Diesel was there for about 6 months while we were selling it, and he scratched up those floors like no tomorrow. So when we renovated this house, we made sure it was tile everywhere. The one room that does have hardwood, he's not allowed in. And then when we built the addition for the sunroom, we made sure it was like a vinyl floor
Right.
because we knew we were going to let him go in there, and we thought, okay.
Vinyl floors are great,
Oh yeah.
Especially now.
especially
How
now.
far
They,
they've come,
they
yeah. I
look
should've gone with
phenomenal. They hold up really well to spills, moisture, dogs, scratches.
Yep.
So if you have a dog or are thinking of getting a dog and you're doing a renovation or building a custom home, highly consider a good quality vinyl because, well, the vinyl that I have used, which is made by Torleys, it has a cork underlay built into the vinyl, which is also antimicrobial, and it keeps the floor a little bit warmer.
Yep.
And it's actually nice to walk on. It doesn't creak. Like a lot of people think it's, some people with some of the product think it's even hardwood. It looks so comparable.
It's hard to
now.
tell sometimes.
It is.
Some of the properties we go to.
Well, we have
We just bought,
tile
yeah.
throughout our entire house, but we made it's tile that looks like hardwood. And we've had people
looks
come
really
in
good.
and be like, "Oh, is this hardwood?" And I'm like, "There's grout right there." But that's how good our tile guy did, and it looks really good.
Yeah. It looks really good.
And it's easy to clean.
Is the
Don't have to worry
tile,
about scratching it.
is it heated?
Yep, we did radiate heating.
Yeah, that's the only way that
You
I
have
would
to.
put tile in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah.
I wanted tile, and Gavin's like, I'm not doing heated floors throughout the entire house, but
It's actually
That's
much
nice,
more
yeah.
cost effective now than people think.
really.
Big time. We just did our bathroom. We're going through a reno, and we've got we bought the luxury vinyl for the bottom 2 levels, and we did heated flooring throughout the bathroom in the sub basement because it's right on lowest level. It was a lot less expensive than we thought. Like I always thought heated flooring was thousands of dollars.
It's not. Yeah,
It's
we did
very
our bathroom.
inexpensive. Yeah.
Well, I was home yesterday, and my dad was mentioning the heated flooring and everything, and having me walk around to make sure if I found it warm enough. And then he was saying how upstairs is now cold because our thermostat shuts off because the main level where all the heated flooring is
Warm.
warm, so it's not reaching. It thinks it's warmer throughout the house than it actually is.
I can't remember which home we listed and sold that was the primary source of heat. It was radiant heating.
I don't know. Queen Street comes to mind.
I was
Was
going to
it
say
Queen?
the accessory apartment in Queen Street.
The accessory apartment in Queen Street.
I believe it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it was.
Let's talk vacuums.
You
the three of
need
you,
a good vacuum.
the three of you
Oh,
have
man.
shedding beasts.
Dysons, in my opinion, suck.
Really?
We had a Dyson,
So we have a
lasted
Dyson.
3 months at our
I was
house.
me too.
We bought a
Everybody's got
shark.
a Dyson?
No, we bought a shark, and that thing's incredible. I enjoy vacuuming because it's oh, how clean it is.
That's how my Dyson is, though. I've got the
I found
animal ball.
No, the
We've got the
Dyson was
ball,
good,
yeah.
but with the dog fur, it just clogged up the system to a point where we couldn't even clean it out, and the battery wasn't lasting, and it was only 3 months.
Oh,
It
you
was
had the charge in the wall one.
yeah, the
Yeah.
stick
We have
one.
a
Yeah,
plug-in
no.
one, and it works
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh, we have a plug-in one, and it works fantastic.
Yeah, so do we.
Okay.
We
the
have
Dyson
the
ball, I think it's
yeah,
called.
we have the animal ball.
Yeah. The animal
And-
ball? It's
Yeah,
called.
the animal ball.
Oh.
Yeah, then that thing
It's
is
a
great. I remember
normal ball.
using it the first time, and I was like, oh my god, this is
I have the V12, which, when did I buy it? Maybe 2 years ago. And that thing is a beast. It's great, but it does get clogged up.
They all do, yeah.
Although, I'll tell you, the stuff I pull out of the vacuum sometimes, I'm like, yeah, well, no shit, it's clogged. Well, that was a tip. Invest in a good vacuum.
Definitely.
That definitely helps maintain things. Steve mentioned just staying on top of things. What I think a lot of people should have on hand are little 1 quart touch-up paint cans for their walls, and certainly the trim.
100%
Trim,
the
especially.
Yeah, that's what we see a lot in homes and stuff like that. Even if the dog has been removed, you can the trim, the baseboards, they're always the tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always the tell.
Always.
Yeah.
And
good point.
having a good Norwex or comparable cloth where you can wipe down the trim, because if you have a shedding dog especially, you'll always get the hairs that just stick to it or that are on
They
the top.
gather in the corners.
They gather in
Yeah.
the
Drives me
corners.
crazy. No, I
Yep.
can't. My
That's
OCD
usually how you
can't
can
handle
tell.
it.
It's funny, we show a lot of homes, obviously, how you get critical at what you look at. And you can tell when people have kept on top of the pets by looking in the corners and stuff. You get the little hairs and the little fibers that they're the tell.
Do any of you do anything for the air quality in your home because of your dog?
No,
You'd have to ask my mom.
no. We're still going through renos.
You'll
so.
have to ask my mom, she says.
You know, it works amazingly well when you can. I mean, obviously, it's a little trickier in the winter, but fresh air.
Yeah, I
Open
always
your
have
windows.
windows open.
Yeah.
Open your windows.
That's the one
Yeah.
thing I'll do, but I don't have
And
like
make
any
sure you turn off
certification.
your furnace and AC. But
Yeah.
on the nice days, the fresh air does wonders.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a little purifier bag, or not purifier bag. It's some kind of thing that absorbs the smell in a room, and it's actually meant to have, like, if you have animals.
Charcoal filter, probably.
Yeah, so we have one of those, like where Diesel sleeps, and it does help a little bit, but he's also a different story.
Different story.
He's special.
Can we move on to tips if you're selling?
Sure.
We have certainly sold a lot of homes where there were a lot of pets in the home.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
A lot.
We like those houses because we get to
Do we have any funny memories or funny stories that we can think of? Steve was just saying one. He just got scared shitless the other day
Very much.
going into a basement.
Few things that faze me these days, very few things. And I was hosting an open house of a recently sold property. Obviously before we sold it, but the homeowner didn't tell me that his very large dog, Cane Corso, same dog as you have, was in the basement or the sub-basement. So as I was getting there to prep the house, walking through, your guard is totally down. You're not expecting anything. And, back in the dark corner, there's this very large beast peering at me, and it caught me quite off guard. He was a very sweet dog, I might
He's so
say.
handsome.
Shout out Capone was the dog's name.
Yeah.
But caught me right off guard, and it did startle me for sure.
He's so
So he was
sweet.
just there because you were there early preparing.
Yeah, he was there. The homeowner had left him there. So he was there throughout the entire open house.
Oh, really?
But this dog, I've never seen something more behaved. Like he didn't
It's
get up.
crazy.
He
He's
didn't get up.
fantastic.
He
Yeah.
didn't growl. He didn't, he wasn't aggressive at all. But I did give people a heads up if they wanted to go to the basement that there was a dog there. In a cage.
Two of the points that I made here, one of them is if you're the homeowner, let the realtor know if your dog is there,
Please.
please.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not your realtor and it's another realtor going to show the property or whatever.
Any animal for that matter.
Any
Dogs and
animal.
cats.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. It's heads up because like last thing you want is for them
Didn't
to run on the
something
road.
happen to you?
Relocate your pets or find temporary housing for them or take them to a little puppy or
hotel.
pet resort or whatever during showings and open houses if possible.
Didn't something happen with you with a dog? Was it a dog or a cat where it got out?
Oh,
It was a
yeah.
pretty
Oh my
funny
God,
story,
yeah.
What?
At Tuxford.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Was it a
I
dog?
think it was the cat.
No, it
in
was
the
a cat.
backyard.
It was a cat.
Yeah.
It was a cat. Well, there was a dog and two cats. And the homeowner had invited me to discuss listing the property for sale. And we were sitting at the kitchen table having a nice discussion. And she had warned me that I don't know what our timeline was, but maybe 60 or 90 minutes. And then she would have to go and hop on a Zoom call. So we got into such a nice conversation. I never had a chance to look at the house, tour the house. So she said, I'm really sorry. I have to hop on the Zoom call. Make yourself at home. Take the tour. And she said, if you go outside, just make sure the door is closed so the cats don't get out. Yeah, of course, no problem. And we go through this all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So I toured the home and saved the backyard for last because my thought was I'm going to put my shoes on and just leave from there. So as I'm getting to the kitchen, I see the cats kind of peeking around the corner when they heard the door open. And as quick as I was just to fit myself through the door, one cat snuck right like lightning.
Oh, they're quick.
Right between my legs and bolted into the backyard. She's on a Zoom call. This thing takes off.
Oh my God.
During a listing conversation, best time for that to happen.
Right? So finally I found it. Luckily it didn't go because that home backs onto green space.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm freaking out thinking if this thing goes in the bush, I'm done.
Just killed her cat.
Just killed her cat and I didn't get a listing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Double whammy.
So I find the cat in the covered part of the patio area, but in a tight spot that I couldn't get to because there was furniture packed away from the winter and this and that. So finally I get to it, but I had to like it was no way it was the most comfortable thing for the cat the way I grabbed it. And as you guys know, I'm highly allergic. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So this thing is looking at me trying to grab it and it's backing up into the corner like this.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say you're lucky you let it touch you and you didn't lose a finger.
Yeah.
They can be pretty vicious.
So I
when
got it
in.
and it started like pawing,
Oh no.
whatever you want to call it.
Oh, God,
and I'm
wish somebody
holding it like
recorded
this. Right? And sure enough, like some of that dander and the rest of my day was a little bit interesting. Looked like I was stoned the rest of the day. But yeah, so I quickly opened the door and then the other cat tried to sneak out. And meanwhile, the dog is sitting there looking at me.
What's happening?
Yeah.
What you guys doing?
Yeah, I've had a lot of interesting things, specifically going to homes, some of them where they wanted us to sell the home, but on many occasions when we showed the property to potential buyers and the house smells of dog or it smells of cat. Yeah. Cats are the worst for the smells, but dogs as well.
Yeah, you can totally smell it.
What you have to realize, we become desensitized in our own homes. Mm-hmm. And that could be from food smells, body odor, pet odor. But people that are newly introduced to your property, they are not desensitized to the smell. Mm-mm. And already, I think people, I don't know, you guys can correct me on this because we're in and out of so many homes.
I've smelled a lot of smells.
Mm-hmm. You smell a lot of smells. Even if the home is not stinky, you can still pick up it's a different smell than you're used to.
But not stinky to you. That smell might be offensive to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
well, that's why we
important
say
to keep in mind. Yeah.
That's why we say don't use air fresheners and things that are masking the smell.
Mm-hmm. Makes it worse.
So
it's
Actually,
funny. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's funny, back in the day, I remember before I was in real estate, that was the thing. You'd bake cookies or you'd have a scented candle or you'd these pronounced smells. And now neutral is best. If you can get that fresh air smell or the, as opposed to something that's overpowering that might be offensive to somebody.
let's talk to our dog lovers. And I'll focus on the three of you because Winston is hypoallergenic, doesn't shed, and doesn't smell. At least I don't think so. You guys can come over and tell me.
Desensitized.
Desensitized, exactly.
Yeah.
What would you do or what do you do to minimize, or do you do anything now? Or would you just worry about that at the time of selling
No, I think it goes back to Steve and just saying staying on top of it. Like if you stay on top of your cleaning, then you really...
You're a lot quieter than you were about 2 hours ago. Do you want some more Baileys?
No, I'm Bailey's out for the day, but thank you. But just staying on top of it, like that definitely helps with the smell. Because as soon as your dog, like if like you have hypoallergenic, but when you don't, like the dander and the fur, like it gets everywhere. So constant vacuuming, constant cleaning the floors.
Especially if you let your dog on fabrics and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's not it's not just important to stay on top of the things that you can see, but the things that you can't see, like smells. Like if you let your dog on the furniture, that can potentially get absorbed into the furniture. And
it's one of the reasons why I won't buy a material, like a regular material sofa. Like we have a leather one. I clean that thing all the time and I don't even get 5 minutes of clean couch.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Well, even if you have carpet,
Like
you don't realize
vacuuming all
that
the
stuff
time.
absorbs. My friend bought a house. She's been in it over a year and a half now. You can tell the owners had a cat because when it's muggy and rainy outside, the house has like a damp smell, and you can
for
just
You can smell it.
that there was a cat, like in certain rooms and everything.
so in that case, get them professionally cleaned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, before you
Deep
put
cleaning.
it out. Deep
Yeah.
clean for sure.
Deep
Before
cleaning.
listing,
Even
big
if
time.
you have a fabric sofa.
Yeah.
Getting that we just had our sofa deep cleaned professionally, and it made a world of difference for the smell that it had absorbed and even the look of the fabric. Any mats, like pet mats, like dog paw mats, you know, to wipe their paws,
They get cleaned often.
beds, linens, anything that
time.
they're sleeping on, touching. If it's a cat, get rid of the litter and give the box a good cleaning.
Yeah. Whatever your normal cleaning is, you have to like double or triple it with a dog that sheds.
And there are cleaning companies that specialize in all of this and helping deodorize. And I think that's a very important part. If I had to guess, maybe I should have written this as a preliminary test to the podcast, but I'll just throw a number out and you guys tell me if you think I'm high, low, or about right. If the home smells of a pet, like you walk in, if any of us walk in and we can identify that there is a pet here, I would say that it affects the value of the property by about 5%. Am I high, low, or about right?
I think you're low.
I was going to say low
I'm
too.
low.
I think you're a
Yeah.
little bit
So on a
low
$1 million house, you think it affects the value more than $50,000?
because it shifts people's thinking.
Yeah. It makes you
Plants,
think dirty.
In my opinion, it plants that seed. It's dirty.
Yep.
What am I missing? Where's it coming from?
And there are a lot of people that are allergic. So then they start worrying, oh, it's all in the duct work.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in the carpets. We're going to have to get the
Especially
carpets
today.
replaced.
People are hypersensitive to stuff like this today.
Yep.
You know, affects if those people get to the point where they want to offer. You know, if that's the first thing they're presented with, it could turn them off to the point where they don't even want to see the rest of the house.
And they could be then thinking, we're going to have to do this, we're going to have to do that. And the cost of doing that is now reflected in their offer.
Yep. 100%.
So you both think I'm low at 5% too. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to poll the audience right now. Want to know what you guys think that are listening and watching. Comment. Let me know. Is 5% too low to factor in as a slap against the value of your home if your home smells has a pet, that has a pet in it?
And pet lovers, be objective.
Yeah.
You know, don't come in and say it doesn't affect it all, because it does.
There are a
does.
ton of people that will not even go into a home if they know there is a cat or a dog,
Yep.
specifically those two animals.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I love birds. We were talking about your in-laws' bird, Princess. Very cute bird,
She makes
but
a
they're
mess.
annoying as fuck
She's
at
so fucking annoying.
showings.
Yeah.
They're really annoying. So if love your bird, birds are great,
Get someone to
especially
watch
the
them.
ones that talk. I'd
Someone
love
has
to
to-
have a team mascot that's a talking bird. I've talked about that. But when you're trying to show a home and this thing is just saying hello and yapping at you, it's very distracting.
And they make such a mess. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could clean it right before the showing. Guaranteed there's going to be a mess before that showing arrives.
Let's talk about landscaping. Where does your dog? I'll start with you, and I can only imagine the size of poop from a 140-pound dog. Where does your dog go poop and pee?
Either on the walk or in the yard.
In your backyard.
Backyard, front yard, yeah. Depending on where we are.
And what is the timeline between said poop and picking up said poop?
Said poop.
It depends on how busy I am, but usually every day, every other day, I'll pick up.
Every day or every other day?
Yeah.
Really?
That fast?
Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
I don't want him to step in it
Did you
and
say
then
that
bring
fast?
it outside.
She
Wow.
Swiffers once a day. What'd you
We
think?
we
She's a little
literally, as Mabel goes, we pick it up.
Really?
Yeah.
That fast?
That
Yeah.
fast, yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't go outside with him like for the backyard. Like if I'm walking him, then obviously I pick it up right away, or if it's in the front yard. But if I'm letting him out in the back,
Yeah, we usually do,
No,
except
go.
winter. Wintertime we don't, and then
So what do you do in the winter?
wait for the spring.
Oh, that's
A lot
why
of the
those
time.
services were started, Scoop My Poop or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we can see it or if it's close, we will, but
So you get the shit slide in the
I
springtime.
have great looking lawn, let me tell you. It's fertilizes wonderfully, but
Yeah,
we do
like a
get
natural manure.
lots of stuff.
well, yeah, well,
And weed killer every year, but it doesn't, there's nothing special we do, and we've never had a problem.
Interesting.
She'll go all over the place though. Like
'Cause
she
I'm
doesn't go to
finding-
one spot.
I've
Both of
heard
that.
that depending on the dog, depending on its sex,
Yeah.
depending on whatever,
Yeah.
that could determine whether or not their urine will damage your.
I've heard the same, and we've seen it.
yeah.
I mean, we've seen homes that have, crazy big yellow patches, and the lawn's essentially been destroyed, but we're
And
pretty
if
lucky like
that
that.
happens, my recommendation is nip it in the bud, get that sod
Yep.
replaced, and do it in advance of listing so it actually has time to catch a little bit and look like it wasn't
And
just.
blend. Yeah.
Like throw it
Yeah,
on.
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
I'm selling my house, throw it on.
Yeah. And don't try and do it the cheap way of doing it yourself by seeding and soiling and all that. Just replace it,
Yep.
get it watered. Why are you smiling?
I saw a TikTok once where someone bought green spray paint.
Green spray paint.
So I tried that stuff a few years ago.
Did you try it on your head?
when I should I maybe? When I lived in Georgetown, it had just come up. It had just come out. It was like great looking lawn, GLL, and there was great looking hair and great looking lawn. So I tried the lawn stuff.
What they don't tell you is the same product. in both
Literally just
bottles.
different dye inside, and it looks like you spray painted your lawn. Like it really does.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, where does your dog go?
We have 30 acres, so he goes wherever the hell he wants.
Your property's 30 acres?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, we have like around the house, like about 8-9 acres that are clear, and he'll go like right up to the tree line, and that's where we find he does
And
his
nobody picks
business.
up anything.
He eats raw food, so his actually turns white and disintegrates after a few days. So
Oh,
we
wow.
don't pick it up. It's like a natural
wow.
fertilizer.
No kidding.
Yeah. That's the bonus about raw.
Yeah.
So Winston, our backyard is not big because our lot size is 36 by 90. So typical cookie cutter stamp property. And we have the biggest house that you can get on that size of property. So our backyard is not very big, but he's not a big dog, right? So that was fine. But as soon as we had the kids and started spending time outside entertaining and whatever, we didn't want all this poop everywhere. And it became a problem in the winter because you have a couple of landings here and there, and then snow comes and it's covered that up, and now you can't find it, and you're like, oh, fuck it. And then more snow comes, and then you have layers of poop. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I do, but you know what I like about winter? And if we can see it, we'll always clean it up, or if it's close. I love winter because it's so much easier to clean because it solidifies. So you
Right.
just, it's
And you can
great.
pick
When
up the
it's hard.
snow around
when it's hard.
it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
But not when it's frozen
Yeah.
No, when it's frozen to the snow, you're screwed.
or
You gotta get
frozen to a
shovel.
patio. You ever try and pick
To a
up?
patio, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I created a little dog run area almost. So we open our back garden door, and then there's I made a makeshift fence with a gate. So when you exit the garden door, the dog run, which is all little what do you call them?
Like river rock.
River,
almost?
like kind of like a tiny river rock.
Like crush stuff.
Not crush.
Those like pebbles.
the pebbles.
Oh,
the more the
Okay,
pebble
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
And I would say it's probably 12 feet by 2 feet. So he's got about 20 to 25 square feet. And that's where he goes. So I just go there. I do mine once a week because it's big enough. And I'll go and I'll pick up his dozen poops from the week kind of thing. And that's allows us to just open the door so he goes out without him going into the backyard.
That's wild. You guys
Smart,
do it
yeah.
once a week. Wow, that's crazy.
I find it crazy that you go outside every time you let her in the backyard.
Truth be told, Aaron does the majority of it, but if we're out with the dog, yeah.
Oh,
Well, if you're out, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
Between life and business and the kids and everything, both of us are just way too busy to worry about it. And it's just open the door, go do your thing. He scratches when he's very good. He will let somebody in the house know that he's got to go. And you know when he's got to go, whether it's pee or poo, he'll go right to the door. He'll go do his thing. He'll scratch when he comes back. It's very
Mabel's
easy
only 2,
process.
sometimes 3 times a day. That's it. But she'll let us know as well.
Yeah, Bo's like that. Bo is a few times a day,
Anyway.
but he'll let us know. And if you don't see him at the door, he'll start whining in your face.
So
yeah,
we
taught Diesel as a puppy to ring a bell
It's
Oh,
cute.
to
I
go
love
out,
that.
and now he does more of like a whining thing.
Yeah.
We talked about deep cleaning the house, a
Yes.
must. Repairing damage. If you have chewed up baseboards, chewed up
Anything.
hardwood, chewed
Walls.
up stairs.
Doors.
Dogs like to chew on the corners of
corners,
stairs.
Yep.
So here's my question with repairing stuff. We've sold houses with doggy doors. What do you think of that? Should you replace the door?
Or the little cat doors.
Or the cat doors or whatever, like the doggy door going in and out or the little pet entrances. we'll
Good
call them.
question.
What do you do there? Do you replace the door or do you just leave it?
If it was me personally selling my house, I would probably replace it.
I would replace it too.
I would say as a realtor now, I will say you should replace it.
I would agree.
And the reason is you are trying to desensitize the house from pets
Yes.
Correct.
and appeal to the widest possible audience.
Yes.
So if the one person who wanted to buy your house all of a sudden sees that there's evidence of a pet, it smells, there's damage, they will probably be turned off.
Could be a turnoff, yeah.
Definitely.
You are eliminating the amount of offers potentially
Yeah.
in a seller's market.
Well, we just
agree.
recently sold a house where there was a doggy cat door in one of the rooms
There's
in the
been more.
basement,
been a
but
few.
like
There's been a few.
the owners didn't even mention having a pet.
Yeah.
And I kind of
Yeah, it was pre-existing, so they actually bought it like that and never replaced
really?
it. Yeah.
It was Brampton. Yeah. Anyway.
Anything else? Any other tips if you're selling?
Going back to scents and smells,
Yes.
as much as a dog smell or like animal pet smell is bad, it's also not very good to be one of those people that have like plugins everywhere
Yes.
because
Oh
that
my
can be
gosh. For
sure.
very overpowering as well.
Those are brutal.
We've gone in places and you'll get like an instant headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel
And
like
that
you're
can
punched
also
in the
throw you
face as
off,
soon as
yeah.
you walk in. Yeah.
So
And that goes now for even things like diffusers. You know, people think the lavender scent is nice and it smells good and it's organic and natural. People are very sensitive to smells. In fact, I was just in line at a local store and the lady in front of me waiting to pay, she was really nicely dressed, like very well presented. But I'm telling you, she went swimming in her perfume this morning, and I literally had to step away and I could not breathe.
Yeah.
And if you're that type of person in the morning that you get ready and you're putting a few spritzes of cologne and you're leaving because there's a showing,
That's a good point.
that smell
Yeah.
always lingers. I don't know if you guys have ever walked into somebody's bathroom
Big time.
after
After a
they've
shower,
left
yeah.
and it smells like them and their perfume.
Well,
and-
even people who like you'll use a heavily scented body wash or something.
right.
Even that scent, as mild as you think it is, lingers in a
carries,
shower,
yeah.
especially in
Yeah.
like a humid environment like a shower. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, for sure.
big time.
photos for your listings. Ensure that your dog isn't present or your pets aren't the star of the listing photos.
I was just looking at
You'd
a
so
listing.
put one or two of yours in there. I know
No,
you would.
we were looking at a listing the other day and I came across like one of the sunrooms or whatever, and there's 2 dog crates each in the corner. There's
Right.
dogs
With
in
the dogs
each one.
inside.
With the
With
dogs inside.
Oh, that's awesome.
We died. We were laughing so hard. I was like, oh.
So it's important in the online advertising that you remove any evidence of pets as well.
Yeah.
And we like to say depersonalize by removing all personal photos. That includes your dogs and even your previous dogs. Get rid of
All of it.
anything that shows any
Robbie's
evidence.
edited out a few dogs and eye guides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Those
does a very
sneaky
good job.
guys,
He does
yeah.
a very good job.
And I think that covers a lot of what we wanted to talk about today.
Just don't forget the outside as well. Yeah, landscaping for
Oh
sure.
yeah, big time.
Landscape.
Yeah. Yeah. Make
There's nothing
sure
like
you
showing
pick
up to
all
your
the poo.
property on photo day and the backyard's full of poo.
Oh, I don't know what that's like at all.
No, you don't.
No?
I think
Insert picture of
if I
Steve
remember
picking up-
correctly,
Yes, you probably do.
if I remember correctly, Steve wasn't with us very long, and he
Send
was
the new guy to pick up the shit.
he was very he was he was a go-getter.
It's like, I got this, guys.
And I think it was Sylvia's listing or whose
That was
listing?
just that was
it
like
was
6
somebody
months
else's.
ago.
It was somebody else's listing.
Yeah, that was recently. But these weren't like little Winston
yeah, this was a good
rabbit.
big
Oh, no, this
size
was like
dog.
a
that
boat.
one, yes, this one was recently, but there was another
These are like
instance.
fucking Joe Louis, those stupid things. They were huge.
There was not a
That's
good.
another thing.
Jen has done it before.
Yeah.
Like, no
I've done
matter how
everything- I've done
good
it
you
all.
think your dog is with you and your family, doesn't mean they're good with other people.
Yeah.
Question
shown
for
up for
listeners: Will
in-home
your realtors pick up
marketing.
shit?
Yeah, literally.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We deal with your
We do
Literally.
shit.
it all.
Literally.
New
New tagline.
KT slogan:
We deal with your shit.
Yeah.
pick up your shit when you don't have time to. All right, folks. Thanks for your chat,
Thank you.
Thank you.
and maybe next time we'll bring the dogs. Well,
Bring them in?
Jen didn't want to bring
Yeah.
the dogs in. Too much slobber, because then she'd have to clean the office on top of those. So
Yeah. And he would have been so excited, and he would have slobbered all over you, and you would have been just so grossed out. You're such a germaphobe. You would have been
thanks
grossed out.
on that note.
You're welcome.
It's good, no doubt.
Yeah, if Diesel slobbered, we wouldn't have him. That my dad made
Mabel
that
would
very
just
clear.
be so excited she'd lick everybody.
Oh, I'd try to steal her
Mabel's
in a
small
heartbeat.
enough, too,
She's so
that-
cute.
Yeah, you should bring her in.
She'd be very excited.
I will watch her.
Diesel would be excited for like 5 minutes, then he'd fall asleep in the corner.
No.
I will watch him too. I'll sit
Let's
with him
hear
in
your
the corner.
comments, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next week. Bye.
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 Did you like that episode? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. And if you have any tips, we want to hear them. Thank you for watching.